episodes is this? 10?
10.
This is episode 10, big one.
Numero
There we go.
DHE, double digits.
We've made it to double digits.
007.
Good.
What?
James Bond 007.
Okay, that doesn't... Whatever. Do it.
Welcome back to Ballin, episode 10. I'm Beckett Calkins here alongside Nick Boyd, Ben Rickovicius, and special guest Keith Savage. Keith, how are we doing today?
I'm feeling great alongside my son Nick Boyd, Ben Rizovicius, and Beckett, who I'm mentoring in the men's basketball. So I'm all ready to go.
Yeah, for those of you guys who do not know, Keith Savage is a certified D1 athlete. He played field hockey for one day.
Demoted to D2 on Bobcat Breakdown.
Hey, but
And
now
then remoted himself back
And
to
then
D1
remoted himself,
by
yeah.
sunning me.
Yep.
That picture is going to be on the episode. You're putting that
All right,
there.
I'm
I
going to
will
put it
send
right
to you.
there.
I will send it to you.
You guys can see it.
Absolutely beautiful.
I definitely have a copy somewhere.
I will send you a copy.
All right. Well, I'd
Yeah.
love another copy.
Yeah, you're gonna have a copy.
Hey, next semester we should be a three-sport athlete and maybe a dancer too. So
I love dancing.
Gonna watch
Dancing's a
that.
sport, I would say. It's competitive.
So four-sport
physical.
athlete, we're ready.
I would give you that one.
We should do it all.
Turn myself up.
So, well, I'm eating this fry. So, obviously, I'm sure you heard about our last guest.
Santino Mayoni.
The one and only.
He had an episode. So you have a lot to follow here. You got big shoes to fill here. So
Did I tell you how you met Giannis?
he met
Say
Giannis.
that? Yeah, because he's Greek.
He did not mention that at all.
Yeah, he met Giannis at a camp in Greece.
Wow.
How's he not gonna
Wow.
mention
He
that?
talked so much last episode, and yet he didn't talk about
He
Giannis.
also talked about Giannis.
He
I'm
talked
surprised
about
that
it from
didn't come up.
LeBron. He told me if when LeBron retires, he's probably become a Giannis fan. 'Cause
Yeah,
he's
he-
Greek,
he
and he's
should.
met him
Of course.
twice because he had a picture with him in Greece. Then he saw him at in New York, and showed Giannis
Wow.
the picture, and Giannis and all his brothers walked up to him.
Wow.
That's
He didn't
Crazy.
say that.
Wow. We're
At
just
all.
we're just unleashing new information to the
there you
public.
go. There you go. So do we have some news to kick off with?
Yeah,
that
we
you
got
wanna
some.
talk about?
We got some news. I will give us news. Piece of information. One.
I think the big one was Cade.
Yeah. So
Cunningham.
Cade Cunningham is got to be missing the rest of the season due to a shin injury. He's going to have surgery on it. Big blow to the Pistons. Big blow to their future because he is their best player. He is kind of like, yes, he is. Yes, he
Sadiq
is.
Bey might be in the trade block too. They say.
Yeah. They're just having a terrible year, but it's just like he was the guy for them they were going to build around. And I mean, injuries, now he's got an injury on his kind of load on his resume, so it kind of raises eyebrows and stuff like that. And listen, I think they're going to be contending for a good lottery pick here this year, so I mean, maybe to pair him and Ivy with someone else really good could, help them, because obviously they weren't going to do anything this year. But it's I was more excited to watch Cade develop and become more of a bona fide star, I think, in the league, which I think he has the tool set, but it's now it's pushed back even more. So it's more
yeah.
I have some shin issues sometimes, and I feel that pain Cade is coming
Yeah.
through. I have shin splints in my right shin, but I feel that pain. But this is the full on to show his tank.
Is it
for
from your
Monday.
field hockey outing?
I had it before. I was playing basketball at the YMCA last year. Wore the wrong basketball shoes, and it's been hurting since. But Cade Cunningham, the tank, and my bold take is I'm not a big Jaden Ivey guy. I don't think he's
Really?
going to be a star.
Really?
I'm a big Jaden Ivey
I think
guy.
he's going to be a more of a
I think
sixth man.
I don't know.
scorer.
I think Ivy's probably going to end up taking the starting point guard job, and then Cade's going
Yeah.
to shift to shooting guard because Ivy's
Well,
passing
No.
is ridiculous.
He's I know his passing's great, but he's a scorer. He was born to score the basketball.
His passing is elite.
It is
and they're
good.
going to use that by putting him at the one.
But Cade is the guy I want funneling my offense.
I don't
if
know. I'd
I'm
rather have
Detroit.
Cade be the primary scorer if I'm the Pistons.
Okay.
If I'm Dwayne Casey, I want.
Not saying point guards can't score here.
No, I'm not saying
We're
that.
not being
New
judgmental
league.
against point guards, right, Nick?
No. Because
Good.
point guards can absolutely score. Dame Lillard, Steph Curry, those are pretty good
Yeah,
options of
sure.
guys who can do that. But I don't know. I would just want to funnel the offense through Cade by putting him at the 2 and then letting Ivy play make at the 1.
He played point in college, right, Cade?
Yeah.
think he's
I'm like
Yeah,
90%
I think
sure
he played both.
At
He
Oklahoma
plays
State.
most point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, anything else we want to say about Cade before we move on to our next news topic?
Just sucks.
It really does suck. I was
Yeah,
looking
he's a
forward to seeing
talented player. You love watching Cade, but
Yeah, you always hate
Big.
to see an injury end a guy's year.
Yeah. Anyways, now we move on to some more sad news, but for a different reason. Paul Silas. Silas is how you say his last name, right? Or is
Yeah.
it? Yeah, Silas. head coach, and he was a great defensive player in our league for a long time. He died recently, I think it was last week, right? Or was it the other day at 79. So a big loss for the community. Played with the Celtics, coached for the Hornets. I think they were the Bobcats back when he coached, right?
They were. I watched a YouTube documentary by Secret Base, John Boyce. Oh my God, it's phenomenal.
Yep.
And it's about the year they went like 70-58. So you'd think it would be bad, but somehow John Boyce made it cinematic. So shout out Secret Base. Go check.
You can go check it out.
They are phenomenal.
I like them.
And
SB Nation.
Used to be SB Nation.
Paul
Yeah.
Silas' kid is Steven Silas.
Yeah. Coach
Yeah,
of the Rockets.
yeah. So obviously big legacy for the league. And also some news that I wasn't planning on mentioning, but they released a whole new line of trophies for like awards and stuff like that, and some of them look pretty cool. There's the Michael Jordan
Shout
MVP
out
one.
Santino Maione. The MVP award is named after Michael Jordan, who's
Love it.
better
There's
than LeBron.
a reason why he's the GOAT.
But I like the Clutch Award.
Who's the Clutch Award? I don't.
Jerry West.
Oh,
doing
that's
it.
fun.
Which I don't get. He was a good player.
You would have
but-
figured they put Jordan on
Or
Clutch.
Robert Ory.
Real quick, before we actually jump into this episode, Keith, Jordan or LeBron?
Jordan.
Good.
Yeah.
But hey,
You know-
Lake,
you know-
I was always a big Lakers hater too. But my
Yeah.
big thing was I remember I posted once about on TikTok, got like 100K views about how George Mikan, they never retired his number until this year. They saw my TikTok. I was like, you can't, because they used to not count the. They said we're not retiring any of the Minneapolis guys,
Yeah.
Which
Because-
is weird, given that they're still part of.
but they counted the
franchise
championships.
history.
I'm like, how can you count those championships?
Yeah.
I'm like, you still can't
And it's
still-
retire
it's
still
my.
part of-
We got to stick on the topic of Keith's TikTok, though.
Yeah.
Come talk
Yeah.
about sports.
Who's got a better TikTok?
Not-
People, let us know. Is it Keith or is it Tino?
Well,
I'm gonna be coming out of
He's got
retirement
some
more.
stuff to back it up. Richard Jefferson.
Richard Jefferson live twice, duetted twice, 30 million all-time view. Tina got me a following, but I don't post that much. I just post
you
random
go.
stuff.
There you go. Keith Savage checking in with some big numbers.
That's what we gotta
Anyways.
do.
See it.
We'll kick it to some more, I guess, happier news. Someone's coming home, or has come home, I should say.
Yeah.
Brittany Griner, back from Russia after a little vacation, I guess we'll call it.
I don't think we should call it that.
Probably not, but
we
probably
should not call
not.
it
It was
that.
not a fun vacation.
We
We will
shouldn't
say.
call it that.
But she's back home. There was a prisoner exchange. There's a lot of like trade, like summary things and kind of like evaluations, letter grades. We won't get into that here because we're not going to get political. But
Who's a better TM?
Nah, dude.
Simon or Danny Ainge?
Nah, dude. There's the.
I will say Danny Ainge takes a lot of like the future into his consideration. I don't think Joe Biden was really thinking about the future with this move.
Okay.
Respectfully.
So obviously, on a serious note, it's good
Yes,
that
it is good to have her home move.
She was wrongfully imprisoned. It's good that she's back. However, the jokes were hilarious.
The jokes are awesome. Yeah.
The jokes were pretty hilarious.
And of course, shout out back to when she
Yeah.
said that she could beat DeMarcus Cousins in a 1v1.
I
That's crazy.
forgot that was
The most
something that
ridiculous thing I ever saw.
Going one day, DeMarcus
yeah.
Cousins, he won't play in China, he said.
Really?
Which annoys me. He's like, I know I'm an NBA talent. But he knows he's an NBA talent. It's just like nobody
good.
wants to
It's
coach
good that he
him.
knows that. Slide me some fries. Thanks. Yeah, and obviously we know Dwight Howard over in Taiwan,
Oh,
right?
yeah, he's
balling out.
He's
He's
balling
playing
out.
point guard.
So let's
Dude, he's a menace.
Let's
Yeah, let's
get to
segue.
the main crux of the episode, power rankings. We'll do it the same way as last week. Keith will give us his, and then we'll make comments.
All right. Started off the Eastern Conference. I saw the Celtics won, even though back-to-back losses is tough. And the Bucks too, but Chris Middleton's been struggling on his return back. That's my main thing with Milwaukee. I like Milwaukee. I'm a big time. I think healthy, they're the best team in the league. But Chris Middleton's not fully healthy yet. We have to wait and see. Then 3, you got Cleveland. Still a solid team around. 4, I had to move up is Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, they had a
I'm a
really
huge Nets
nice.
believer.
They went in their last 10. They are 8-2. They are balling.
I have
Yeah.
do I have my
KD's
wallet
on
on?
another level.
They are balling.
Well, my wallet, I have. I made a bet in August, I think it was. I have the slips. So I bet $10 that the Nets were gonna win the championship.
Wow.
To win like $200.
Whoa.
Sorry that you lost your money.
I still believe in Simmons is banged up. I still believe Simmons can fit in with that team.
Nah, I don't really love Simmons there. It's
I
gonna be
mean,
Kyrie and
He's
KD.
a solid role player.
I think it's
Kyrie
just
solid role player.
he has to accept his role, which I think he's going to eventually.
To be fair, granted, I've always been a Ben Simmons hater because Donovan Mitchell. I love him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Ben
I'm a little
Simmons is
biased.
a really good player.
He used to be a really good
He
player.
still is a really.
He still has the assets to be a good player,
Yeah.
but he's just not.
He just needs to smart enough, get his role down. But he started looking better before he got hurt. But number 5, we got Philly. Joel Embiid, beast this week. And a little high. I still have Miami at 6.
I like that.
They've been struggling, but I
like
still
it.
always like Miami.
I have some. Once you finish, I'm gonna ask you.
We'll talk about Miami
why
later.
That is there.
At 7, I got Atlanta.
Okay.
And at 8, I got the Knicks, who've been on a little fire recently.
Yep.
9, I had the Raptors, but the Raptors starting to concern me because I think if they go below 500, like they said, it could be maybe some crazy trade moves.
Yeah,
10, I got.
Gary Trent definitely.
There's
could be
a
fun.
lot.
We talked about Trent last episode with Tino and what we thought, like, if the Raptors don't make the playoffs, like, will he leave? Because he's entitled to at least, we're thinking, like, 20 mil.
They got some guys on expiring deals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's gonna if they go below 500, they already said like.
Yeah,
could be.
I still
gone.
like them going forward though. I think they've just hit a rough stretch.
Yeah, Scotty Barnes is gonna be.
Scotty
a
Barnes is
star.
gross. Pascal
Yeah.
Siakam is amazing. OG Anunoby has been one of the best defensive players in the league this year. So I like them going forward still. I'm not ready to jump off the Raptors boat yet.
No.
but
They have the tools to get it done.
this
But
was
the question is,
this was
can
a
they beat
concerning
the
week
top
because
teams?
they did just lose back-to-back games to the Orlando fucking Magic.
Yeah, that happened.
To be fair, Paolo was playing out of his mind. But
We'll talk about the Magic later.
We will talk about the Magic
Well,
later.
number 10, I got the Pacers.
They're finally losing.
They are.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't drop them this far, but yeah,
I'm still a big Tyrese guy.
yeah, I
think
do
he's
love
gonna
Tyrese
fit.
Halliburton.
And 11, Chicago's just struggle continues. Then Wizards number 12, we got team Porzingis got banged up too.
Yeah, and they've lost 7 in a row.
Yeah, they're
So,
struggling.
Yeah.
Yikes.
That'll slide you pretty far.
Then last 3, Orlando 13, Charlotte 14, and Detroit 15.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair.
The Charlotte Hornets suck.
They're
They
bad.
do. They do.
I'm ready to say that.
Did you hear about Steven Jackson talking about his Bobcat story with
What is that?
MJ? He was saying when Steven Jackson first got traded that they were like doing terrible. Then MJ came into the locker room and said, "All you guys got to take off all of my shoes. You got to take off the Jordan shoes."
Wow.
Then he came in the next
That's
day.
disrespect.
Next day at practice, he came in, played with the second team, and beat the Bobcats.
Jesus
first
Christ.
game.
crazy.
Then overall, the Bobcats turned around and made the playoffs that year.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
So,
just
yeah.
why Michael
Wow.
Jordan's the GOAT.
That
Respectfully.
was in 2010. So
Yeah.
that was
like
about,
his
like,
presence,
7.
like
just-
Jordan.
He said he
Bad.
Steven Jackson said MJ dunked and he just walked out.
Yeah.
After he ended it off. But yeah, all right.
That was only a few years removed from him playing with Washington, right?
That was probably like
Yeah.
what he's 03 he retired.
Yeah.
It was the year before MJ. I mean,
And
the year
think
before
he bought the
LeBron.
team in like 06 or something.
And Steven Jackson, this was 2010.
Yeah.
That's when this happened. So yeah, but like 7 years after.
That's
So,
crazy.
Why are the Heat that high for you? That's my biggest question. Of
I
all
still
of
believe in
those.
Jimmy.
Yeah, but they're 13 and 15.
And that whole spot from that ish, like let's go to the Zach standings were there. So you got Knicks who
pretty
are
sure they're
6,
like
14 and
nine-
13.
They're 10th in the
Heat
exact
is
standings.
13,
Yeah.
15.
Like I
It's
could,
not a big difference. It's a game and a half difference from
Yeah,
those
I
two
guess.
spots.
I don't know. I could see. I could respect 8. Just I don't know.
That's where
I
I
don't
am.
like putting
8's
them.
the highest I'd
I
be
don't
willing
like
to put
putting
them.
over Atlanta because I think Atlanta's a more talented team, and I don't like putting them over the Knicks because the Knicks have been hotter.
Like the thing with Miami
They're
is
still better than the New York Knicks.
Miami?
I don't know.
Yes, Miami.
I
The
don't
Miami
know.
Heat are better than the New York Knicks.
I
They haven't
think
been
in a
playing
playoff
like it.
series, yes.
They haven't
But,
been
like,
playing
right
it so
now,
far.
it's
I don't
just
know.
a weird
It's-
spot, but
it's
I like
close.
Miami's still gonna be one of the top teams. They're gonna get it going soon, but it's not like I said a big difference. I don't think the Knicks are gonna be
No, I think the
True
Knicks fall
teams
off.
that
The
are
Knicks
gonna be-
fall off.
like. I like the Jalen Brunson signing, which a lot of people were like iffy on. I still think it's gonna be a good signing.
It was a good pickup.
Julius Randle's Mr. Inconsistent himself.
We'll talk about
I'm
Julius
not
Randle
arguing with
later.
that, he is.
And
He is
talk
Mr.
about
He's
it later.
inconsistent. That's the thing.
But this week it was a good week.
Hawks. I like the Hawks. I think it's a matter of time though. John Collins is gone. I don't think John Collins.
Yeah.
I
will
don't.
stay
Yeah,
there.
John Collins is not. I don't know because they have other guys they can slot in
Okongwu.
there. They have Okongwu. They have
Okongwu's really
DeAndre
good.
Hunter. They have Capella. Obviously, you could slide him to the 4 if you needed to. I guess.
It's just a weird team. Trey Young's also been iffy
Yeah,
this year.
but the duo of Young and Murray have been really, really fucking good.
yeah, those are a good duo.
That's really the only thing I would object to. The rest of it, I agree with.
So moving on to the West. Number 1, I
Yeah.
got the Pelicans. I feel
Yup.
like Pelicans are on fire right now. Overall, amazing team. Number 2, I got Memphis. Memphis again. I feel like it's pretty clear. They're good. There you go. Regular season teams got to win playoffs. Phoenix number 3. I didn't have them go below the Nuggets. They're going back and forth. But I still think the Suns are a talented team. They're still one of the best. They're always going to compete. Another chance I go high with. At 4 I had Denver. Number 5, I've been high with the Warriors still, even though they've been struggling.
Okay.
I still think it's another spot where it's not that you're a game behind from Sacramento. That whole spot right there in the West is iffy, but overall,
Yeah.
their teams mainly is away. They're 2-11 from the not playing at home.
Well, I'll tell you what. Some nights you're gonna have nights like they had against the Celtics, where I think it was like Curry and Clay combined for like 56 plus or something like that. Which it's like they're both shooting lights out. But then you're gonna have nights where it's like who is feeding other than Steph Curry, and there's options on this team, but it's just like the rest of the team gets cold.
And their defense is so inconsistent.
It's bad. Yeah.
Keith mentioned it. They're a really good defensive team at home, but on the road, 2-11,
Yep.
and they don't play any defense on the road.
This is Draymond's big year too. They don't win right away. I don't know if Draymond's even gonna be a Warrior next year.
He needs
that
money, right? How much is he gonna ask for? A lot, I'm
He's
guessing.
gonna
'cause
ask
it's
for a
Draymond.
lot of money. He's gonna want like 30 mil. Like I think he's gonna ask for way
I don't know
too
if
extra.
he's worth
He's not
that
worth
much.
30 mil.
He's a big like heart guy for the Warriors, but I don't think
He's got a very small offensive bag.
Yeah, I just don't.
And
think
he's kind of a
I
locker
think he's
room
worth
guy.
probably 18.
I think he's just easily replaceable with a younger, better player.
I think he's gonna enter free agency and it's gonna be like
Yeah.
a bad spot.
It kind of like gives me like Dennis Schroeder vibes.
Who would you rather have at this point, Grant Williams or Draymond Green?
Grant.
I don't.
Grant's
I would say
younger, so
Grant.
I'm taking Grant. And Grant, I feel like Grant has that three ball,
Yeah.
like element to
I
his
would say
game.
Grant.
Right now, like a better player right now or the future?
Right now.
I think right now.
I think
too.
Draymond's a better player
Is he-
right
is he
right
now?
now. But you ask me in 2 years, I'm gonna say Grant.
Yeah.
Obviously, Draymond, I would say, has a better playmaking ability than Grant. I would say Draymond's got a little bit better defense,
Yeah,
but
well, and
overall, like
Draymond-
offensively, Grant's gonna do so much more for you. Like he's got, like obviously Draymond can sometimes have games where he has like 7 points, but then sometimes you're just like, what is he doing offensively?
Draymond's the
7
perfect guy
points.
to have on any team. It's
Draymond
just
does
tough.
have that veteran
He does.
factor
The veteran,
to him,
yeah, the veteran
which is a big
important.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't object too much to your West.
Yeah.
I just why the Blazers so low?
Blazers
Yeah.
at 10.
Yeah.
I think the Blazers, the Dame and Simons duo, I don't think that's gonna work. They had a good
Really?
week.
Really?
They had a really good game. They had both had over 30 points this week. But I don't think that duo is gonna
I don't
work
know.
out. They're gonna be in the same spot like how Dame and CJ were.
I don't.
And
I,
it's just
I
gonna
like.
struggle.
I like the Lillard Simons pairing because I think Simons is really stepping into the role that McCollum used to have, and he's honestly outperforming him sometimes. I think their big problem is their forwards.
Yeah, I
Because
think that's the big
night
thing.
in, night out. Jeremy Grant, I like him.
I like Grant.
Kind of inconsistent, but I do really like him. You don't know what you're gonna get from Nasir Little every night, and Yusuf Nurkic is another guy
Nurkic
who's
is
really
solid,
good,
yeah.
but not the most.
That's the thing with the Blazers. I think the Blazers, they never needed a two guard. They just needed a really good big man.
Yeah.
Now they got
Yeah.
stuck with CJ, talented player, but still, that's not a big man.
I mean,
Yeah, and I had them. I put them at 6 this week because they had a good week.
this might be
Um,
an interesting take, but I could see them like trading for like a big man at the deadline, maybe like a Wendell Carter or a Mobamba, like one of those guys, like a
I could see-
bigger guy
I could
who's
see them
just
taking
being
Carter.
sold
Just
as a role
mentioned
player.
John Collins.
John
I
Collins
think he's gonna
could
be on the block. So I think the Blazers,
Yeah.
they can't rebuild the Dame on the
he would
team.
be a great 3 for them.
You can't be rebuilding with Dame.
Yeah.
Dame's not gonna ask to be traded at all,
Yeah,
but like
'cause
you have
he's
to
a
build.
loyal guy, and I think the Trailblazers have enough talent where they can go out and be a competitive, scary playoff team this year. They just need a few more little pieces and a little more depth.
Yeah,
Just
that's
need
the
a little
big
better
thing.
defense.
Yeah, defense
little better
too.
defense, yeah.
too.
That's what you need to get some bigs here. I love Simons. He's a talented player,
Yeah.
but I just don't think that him and Dame are gonna be. They're gonna be a team that's gonna be sitting around the 7, 6, 8 spot for the next 4 years, and it's gonna be
Yeah,
they're
I
gonna be
don't-
one of that bad spot like how Orlando used to be for years.
I don't ever see them being a top 3 team in the league, like at the end of the year.
Yeah, like
Jadon
how they
Smith
used
looks
to.
pretty good.
He is good,
he's having
but
a
I
good
would
season,
I wouldn't
yeah.
say like in the next like 5 or 6 years. I don't think I'd see them cracking that top 3 in the West. Like I think it's gonna be like I think the Grizzlies are gonna be there for a while. I think the Warriors still have a play at it. I think the Nuggets have more of a chance for like kind of like retaining a top 3 spot. The Pelicans, I mean the Pelicans. We'll get to them a lot more later, but they're just looking so good
Oh,
right
yeah.
now,
They
and like
are
their future
red
is
hot.
really bright.
Red
So,
hot.
yeah.
I think they're on a 7-game winning streak right
Yeah,
now.
I'm looking
Is
at
that
it right
correct?
now.
And they just beat Phoenix back-to-back nights.
Yeah,
Yeah, Phoenix
like,
4-game losing
handily.
streak.
Very handily. Yeah, I dropped Phoenix. They were my 1
they were like all of
last
our
week,
ones last week.
and I dropped them all the way to 4.
Yeah, that's where I have them.
And I put the Pelicans, Grizzlies, and Nugs above them.
Actually, I have them at 5.
You put them at 5? Who'd you
Yeah,
put?
I put the Clippers ahead of them. The Clippers have just been playing better. From what I saw last night with Kawhi and Paul
Clippers
George,
were-
if you give me more of that, they're better than the
Clippers
Suns.
were They were pretty good last night.
They were
Kawhi's
really
gonna
good
start
last night.
getting it going at some point. You know it's going to be.
As long as he can stay on the floor. That's all that matters.
If him and PG can stay healthy, I think they're not gonna be one of the top seeds going into the playoffs.
They could be top 6 potentially.
They're gonna stay as
The-
like one
the
of like
only
6,
thing-
7, and they're gonna be a scary team to play in that
The only
first
thing
round.
with the Clippers is like I don't trust their consistency
Yeah.
enough because they did just go out and pretty handily beat the Celtics, coming off a game where they barely beat the Wizards, then lost to the Heat, lost to the Magic, barely beat the Hornets.
It's all in the
It's
health.
all in if
It's all
Kawhi
health,
and George are on the
Like,
floor together.
if
They
I'm-
were without Norman Powell yesterday.
yeah.
If I'm New Orleans, I don't want to play the Clippers in the first round. See that comes down
Yeah.
to
And
far back
in the
then. 'Cause that
Western-
team's not experienced
To be
enough.
fair, in the Western Conference, any first round matchup or any playoff matchup is going to be hard because there are at least I'd say there's 11 good teams in the Western.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Conference
good
right now.
teams, but like
There's 11 teams that could crack the playoffs. in the
Kings
West right
are
now.
a good team, but
even
they're
12.
gonna
Maybe
Well,
even
you're gonna
12.
the team you want to
Maybe
play.
a little less
Maybe
than
even
Kings.
12.
Kings, Blazers, Jazz, the
Yeah.
3 teams.
Well, let's just
Timberwolves are gonna
especially
make.
if you compare it to the East where there's like 9 teams.
Yeah, I would say like there's like 11 or 12 teams if you put the Lakers and they're healthy. A healthy Lakers team.
I'm including a healthy Lakers.
I wouldn't.
in there.
I just hope you're not including the Jazz in there as a
I'm-
team that could give you troubles in the
Let's
playoffs
listen.
because they're not going to.
Have you seen the teams they've beat this year?
Yes, but Nick,
teams they've
you
lost
got
to
to remember
have
this is
been the
a
problem.
this is a 7-game series potentially.
Jazz are not
I'm
getting-
The
not
Jazz
saying-
are not winning.
I'm
4
not saying
games.
we're winning a playoff series. I'm just saying we're gonna probably, if they make the playoffs, they're gonna
If-
make it tough.
If I was
They're gonna
matched,
be
if
basically
I
like the
was
Pelicans
like
last year.
messaged and it was like, okay, you guys are facing off against the Jazz in the playoffs, I would throw a party,
Yeah, and
champagne.
yeah,
like
and-
let's go. We're going to the second round of the playoffs.
and the Suns did that too, and then they almost got their asses handed to them by the Pelicans.
This is
So
true.
and I'm just saying in the Western Conference,
but the
you're
Suns
gonna
were
have-
bad last year, to be
Pelicans
honest.
last year are way better.
They
than
were
the
really
Jazz.
good.
Oh yeah, no,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
I'm not denying that. I'm just saying if the Jazz get hot, if they get the right guys, they could be one of those teams that makes some noise.
I can see them making the play-in tournament.
Yeah, yeah,
potentially.
Yeah,
That's
maybe
all-
maybe
still
Kevin Durant
tough.
will want to
They
come to
just
Utah.
They just need some because they were all red
Yeah.
hot the first few weeks. They just need
Yeah.
health because Conley's been hurt, Markkanen's been iffy.
He's been sick. He's back
Yeah.
tonight though.
And there's just been so many guys who've missed time, and we missed Conley pretty bad.
But it's also, are they gonna sell at the deadline?
I
big
think they
thing.
probably will.
At least Conley, right? Got to be at least.
I don't
Conley.
know.
Conley's gone.
We'll see. We'll see.
Conley's gone.
Welcome
see.
back to not back actually. I don't know where I would put him.
Memphis, give him back to the Grizz.
I almost
back to
want
the
to. I almost want to
Timberwolves.
put him on Dallas.
Timberwolves.
It's crazy,
oh, God,
but
no.
and
Please no.
move Dinwiddie to the bench and make Conley your starting like facilitator. I mean, he can score a little bit. I feel like he'd
And
be
you'd
solid
move,
with
You'd
Luka.
move Luka to the 2 for that? Or
Yeah.
move him to the 2
He
or
could
3?
play the
Timberwolves.
3.
He can
Luka
play
could
both
play.
there.
I'm telling you.
The Timberwolves could
Put
be
him
a
on
good switch.
Minnesota.
We
D'Lo's
talked about that earlier.
terrible.
Exactly.
D'Lo's
Yeah.
so bad.
Anyways, do we?
Alright, so are you a believer in the Kings?
The Kings,
Oh, here we go.
they're gonna be a first-round exit.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
just
I
like-
agree with
But,
that.
but they're gonna make the.
they're gonna make the
playoffs.
I
playoffs.
Straight
think
up,
they're
yeah.
going to like barely sneak in
You
by.
think they'll
I
get out of the play-in?
Yes. Come on, Keith.
It's
I
all
think-
injuries. Like what
honestly-
team? The West is so competitive. Like
Yeah.
who's like what teams are gonna like be? Who's gonna be in the play when it comes to health wise? There's just so many
I
teams
still
right
don't
now.
see the Sacramento Kings getting out of the play-in.
All
But
right,
like
Beckett.
if you
All
go
right.
if you
Well,
give
part of that
Sacramento
could be
say
because,
these teams are healthy,
you know,
you give them
play-in.
you give Sacramento, Portland, Utah, or the Timberwolves. I think Sacramento beats any of those three
Yeah.
teams,
Yeah.
even fully healthy.
Portland.
Well, and what if Sacramento, just is the 6th seed at the end of the year? Is that crazy to say?
If-
with
I
don't
how
think it's
well
that
they've been playing
crazy.
right
It's
now?
crazy. I think they could. I mean, I'm the Kings expert here, but I
Yeah.
mean,
Like they've been playing really.
I
really
still
good
don't
ball.
think that's a bonus trade was good for them.
yeah, he's been playing great for them
The
this year.
thing-
But,
But
wasn't
no,
great.
he's gonna be good. But
obvious Tyrese is
Halliburton
better.
Exactly. That's
light
the-
years
like,
better,
so
but
that's-
Sabonis is. I think Sabonis is a better player than Halliburton. Even Halliburton's been great. I
Yeah.
still think like as a player right now, I'd rather take Sabonis. But long term, it's just like
It's not-
that makes your team better,
Yeah.
but
Well,
not
but-
like
and-
crazy.
Picking up Sabonis was good, a good move for the Kings. Having to give up Halliburton to do it was not.
I was saying
I thought the Kings fucked up real bad when they traded.
from the
Halliburton.
KD rumors going on, I wanted
Yeah.
Sacramento to make a big move for KD.
Really?
I thought
Honestly.
they should have made it because if you that trade made it
Honestly.
clear like we want to win now. Like
Yeah.
we want to.
That's true.
I thought I wanted them to trade like go all in for Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted. I forget what I had. I had some type of. I just remember Keegan Murray was the main guy. in it.
Yeah.
But just
Yeah.
go all in and trade a bunch for your future. Because if that team added KD and had a big three of KD, Fox, and Sabonis,
That would
I think
be
that's the
pretty
best.
gross.
One of the top teams
Yeah.
in the West. But
Yeah.
right now they're gonna stay like okay point. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyways, do we have any more to talk about about the West before we start moving into other stuff? Or
I don't think the Lakers and Timberwolves are legit. That's the only thing I'm gonna say.
yeah,
Probably the Jazz too, but I have hope in my heart.
Did you see a former Celtic had a solid game for one of the lower teams, San Antonio?
Romeo Langford.
He had like
Langford.
19 points.
Romeo Langford, yeah, career high.
I did not know he was on the Spurs now. Good for
I'm
him.
still not out
He
huge.
was in the Josh Richardson, Derek White trade.
I was never a big
Oh.
Romeo guy ever.
Is Josh Richardson still down there?
yeah.
I'm a big
Yeah.
one of the lower teams.
Save my dog.
Alexei
Richards.
Pokusevsky is my guy.
Mm.
Always been. I actually have a few of his rookie cards. I don't invest in rookie cards,
Yeah.
but Poku, before he enters the
I'm
league,
a pretty big Lou Dort guy. I love me some Lou Dort, Josh Giddey.
Poku. That's
Ma-
all I
Oku's
need.
nice. He's a good player.
I'm a big what's his name?
Shay.
Yeah, Shea.
SGA.
Shea is good. I
I
still
like Shea a lot.
Shea is amazing.
Poku just.
Is
I
Shea
think he's about to
is
turn
Shea a
21.
top 10 player in the
No.
league? Is Shea a top 15?
No, he's not. He's
Probably
maybe
say-
top 15.
No, I would say
Probably
top
in the
15.
top.
I'd put
Top
him
20 for
Trying to think
sure.
of a list off the top of my head,
Yeah.
but probably have him like top,
Yeah.
maybe around 20.
20.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I'd,
still-
Gino had him
I'd-
10.
Tino has him 10.
That's ridiculous.
I'd put
Sorry,
him top
but it is.
15.
I think he's
I
top
really, really
15.
like
I-
him.
If he had a full on like that time to make a list, I don't think I would have.
Yeah.
Because it's still like he hasn't proved that he can win at all. Like even though his
Yeah.
team's not
well,
that
he
great,
doesn't
but
have a
like,
ton of help around him either.
but like you see, like even like
think-
with going to Trailblazers, like Dame always show like his team is
yeah.
sometimes wasn't
Dame
the
is
greatest.
also on another level though. Dame
But
is
if you're
different.
talking about top 10
Dame's
players, Dame was always
gotta have
around that
Dame
10
in
mark. You
Yeah.
can't compare like a young Dame to Shy because Dame was still, even when Aldridge left, they were still making the playoffs.
Damn. So Nick
actually.
Boyd isn't the only one who calls him Shy sometimes.
Yeah.
it's spelled.
I
like
usually
that.
say SGA.
cut him some slack. Cut my pop some slack, man.
Now we
in the
exposed you
family.
like episode 1
Runs
or
in the
2.
family.
We were like, he said like Shy, and me and Beckett lost our minds.
My bad for not watching Thunder's basketball enough.
We'll
I'll be
watch
better.
some Thunder's basketball this
I
week.
think this
Thunder
summer.
are actually a sleep.
No, they're a fun team.
Yeah, they're fun to watch.
They're fun.
I think this summer though, going back to SGA, is World Cup is coming up for basketball, even though
Yeah,
it's going on.
FIBA.
And Canada always struggles, but he looked really good this summer when he played for Canada. So I think this could, if SGA somehow makes it high, Canada somehow competes with these top teams, he's gonna enter that top 15, top 10 argument.
Yeah. All right. Should we get to the meat of this episode?
Do some fantasy.
Let's go.
So
Fantasy
we brought
basketball
on
expert.
fantasy basketball legend Keith Savage
My team's 7-1 right now.
to talk to us about and to give you guys, the people at home who have thousands and thousands of dollars on your fantasy leagues. Keith Savage is gonna ensure that your money stays in your hand.
So right now, I'll say my team. We're at 18.
Yeah, give us your
We
team.
usually do a 10-man league, but this year people were like scared to play me. No surprise. So now it's an 8-man league. Can't find the clitoris is our lead teams right now. So this is how I don't have my stars up, but let's go. First round, I drafted at pick 8. I drafted my big thing I was going back and forth was LeBron or KD, and I picked LeBron, which I'm kind of regretting.
Bad pick.
But the main thing, I was like, I think LeBron, they're going to rest LeBron, but when the end of the year comes, when the iffy marker, they're going to start playing him more. Then the second pick, it's kind of tough. It was Cat, but we're still winning without him. But we also drafted his sidekick and Rudy Gobert. And Rudy Gobert has been decent the whole time.
Just a double-double.
He's always
machine.
good. He's always good for a ton of blocks. He'll get you like 10 points and boards.
I'll just go off how my lineup is right now. So my point guard, this is just like
Out of
it's
order.
gonna be
Yeah.
out of order. So I got Josh Giddey. I drafted him
Yeah,
at pick
great.
56.
He's a great
He's
Solid
been Then I at pick 40, I drafted Donovan Mitchell, and he's been hooping for me.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
sleeper pick.
Then small forward, at pick 72, I drafted Laurie Markkinen. That's been a steal.
Yep.
And the big draft pick I liked going into the year, at pick 25, I drafted Zion Williamson.
That's paid
He's
off.
been going off
Yep.
for me.
Yeah.
Then another huge pick that's paid off for me at pick 57, Kristaps Porzingis, who's been an absolute animal this year, the second best center fantasy-wise. Then I picked up off the waiver was Kyle Lowry, and he's been solid for me because he's played every game but one, so they're not resting him. Then, yeah, I already said LeBron. Then at pick 41, I drafted De'Aaron Fox. He's a little banged up, but he's been doing great for me
Yep.
when he's healthy. Then one of my really stupid friends, 'cause I had the last pick in the first round, and how we go is just like last pick, you have no one waiver claim. And for some reason, he dropped Drew Holiday 5 days into the season.
Wow.
Even because he was like hurt. So I was like, say less. So I've claimed Drew Holiday.
All right. Well, now I know why you're
Hold on, who
7-1
who
or
the
whatever it
fuck
is.
dropped-
That's the thing.
I drafted Drew Holiday like 4th round.
He drafted
he's been one of
44.
my
We were
best
all
players.
making fun of him. We're like, what are you?
He's been.
He wasn't a. This one of the kids is like he's a fill-in spot sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Then I just picked up last week was just Rob Will.
Yeah, I will
I'm a
say
big
one of the
fan.
I didn't have as good of a draft as that. I'm 4-4 in my league right now.
Yeah, we'll go around and tell our because
same
me,
league with-
Beckett, and Nick
yeah.
are in a league.
I
I
got
haven't checked that league.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
It's been a
I've
very
been
long
really
time.
sporadic with checking it because of class.
I set my lineup every Sunday. That's my big thing.
Yeah.
I like going. I like doing the waiver wire, but I'm at the point right now where my worst
Yeah, you
player
don't
was
need
Rob
to.
Will.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
my rest of my lineup, I took a risk on. I drafted with Jamal Murray at 73. I was like, I think he's gonna come back from the injuries and be good later on. He's starting to heat up. Then I picked 88. I drafted my guy Clint Capella, who's just a double beat.
Clint is a machine.
He's a machine for
Yeah,
fantasy
he's a fan-
basketball.
fantasy machine, yeah.
Then another really underrated fantasy guy and underrated guy in NBA in general at 89 was Josh Hart, and he's a solid
He's a
dude.
good player. Yeah.
He's always all he gives me. He averages 17 points. What we do in our leagues is just it's like the old school used to have. So it's like 1 point for like each point, -1 for a turnover, -1 for a missed basket.
Yeah.
Because we didn't like they like ESPN changed their how it was, but my big thing when I go into
I think we
drafts-
have some custom rules in ours. Like there's a bonus if
Oh.
you get a triple double bonus. if you
We
get
Yeah.
we have a
double.
big bonus. 'Cause I'm the commissioner of it.
Yeah.
So this is our big thing. If somebody gets a tech, that's 2 points.
Ooh.
You get then if somebody gets a flagrant, that's 5 points.
Wow.
Then if somebody gets ejected, that's 7 points. We had a game last
So
year.
you want to get the guys that get ejected?
So Draymond Green has a little extra, but sometimes me and my friends would just be watching League Pass and be like, tech. Like,
All right, maybe next year.
Next year we're
we'll
adding
add
that
the
to
Keith
ours,
Savage
yeah.
stat.
that's our big thing that I decided. I was like, you know what? Let's add this, and it's pretty fun because we've had actually a game come down to this. If fantasy baseball is my big thing too.
Yeah.
Fantasy baseball is my favorite.
Fantasy baseball's fun.
Fantasy baseball is fun. It is a grind.
It's a long
So
season.
I'm a god of fantasy baseball, but I won the championship for 3 straight years in my friends league.
Wow.
And in this year, we made it to the championship, and we lost by like 10 points. Because Pete Alonso, who used to always be on my team, but I didn't draft him this year, he dropped like 55 points in the championship. He had like 6 home runs.
Wow.
And then, but I lost by like 10 points. But in that league, we had +10 if a pitcher threw a balk. That was our big rule.
Interesting.
funny.
So
Yeah.
I'll go with. I'll run,
let's just
I'm
run
not
through
gonna run through
teams.
my whole roster for sake of time. I'm just gonna talk about my best players this year.
Yeah, sure.
My team name is the Amazing Spider-Man. Guess who I have on my roster? My starting 5 just from this lineup right now is Holiday, Drew Holiday. He's been awesome. Donovan Mitchell. I thought I might have overdrafted him when I took him in like the 4th round, 3rd or 4th round.
He's always a hard guy because he's like the big thing.
Yeah.
I go fantasy basketball is you need to be someone consistent scorer.
And Mitchell sometimes in the past
Yeah.
hasn't been. This year he's been on fire. In the 1st round I got Jason Tatum. He's been one of the best players
Yeah,
in
he's been
fantasy
good.
basketball this year. And Pascal Siakam at power forward, Rudy Gobert at center, rounding it out. Late guy I took Anthony Simons in like the 9th round.
He's iffy. He's always like he'll have weeks where he's insane.
He's a little iffy, but total score he is my 3rd best player.
He'll have weeks where like he's the best player in the team.
Yeah.
He'll have weeks where my big thing I go in fantasy draft consistent, and if you're on a new team,
Yeah.
take that risk.
Yeah. And then 2 guys I took with my last 2 picks. I took Benedict Mathurin as a little. I'm like, all right, he's gonna get starter minutes. He's gonna get good minutes on a really bad team. Took him. He's been balling out this year. And then my last pick, I took Jaren Jackson as an IR stash. Since he's been back,
Yeah, he's been great.
he's been averaging
That was always a good guy.
45 points a game.
Yeah,
45
you guys are in
fantasy
like an
points a game.
inflated league. Like my league, like,
Yeah, there's some
There's-
stat bonus.
like we Mathurin, we always like my big thing is I usually never draft rookies. That's always been one thing I avoid. I usually go for sophomores and
Yeah.
juniors type
Yeah.
things. Because this is gonna be inefficient scorers. That's how they.
Exactly,
That's how they're gonna be. But Paolo's been an exception this
Yeah.
year.
Yep.
Paolo's been.
I'll usually try and take at least one rookie with like my last pick.
Yeah, I usually
Just
try
to
to
keep it
draft
kind
a
of
rookie
fun.
late.
Just to keep it kind of fun if I can, and if there's a
Yeah.
rookie who's in a situation that I like, I don't try and force
That's
it.
why I always this year like my late round I took a risk on that didn't work out. Was Brandon Clark. I thought he was
Oh,
gonna get
yeah.
minutes, but
Yeah.
Santis just got all those minutes to start
Yeah.
the year. Then the
Yeah.
year before that was Precious Shuba. Wasn't.
Yeah.
I still think Precious talented, but My big guy I loved last year, who I got like 10th round. It was like we were in 10-man. I got like round 100. It was Tyler Hero. Home mortality playing South
yeah.
Beach. He was balling.
Yeah.
He's been balling this year too. I think last week he was one of the best players last week.
He had a triple-double a couple weeks ago.
Jack Harlow
Yeah.
in there.
Keith seems like a big Jack Harlow.
Jack Harlow's dating Dua Lipa now. Dua Lipa with the baby over there.
I know a lot of people or I know at least one person who's very upset about that. But I'm good for Jack.
Connor Court.
Jack's doing his thing.
Connor is the biggest
He's a
Jack
big
Harlow
Jack
fan
Harlow
you will
guy.
find.
I've seen him.
I
wearing
like
a
me
Jack
some
Harlow.
Jack Harlow. He's
I'm a big Jack Harlow. If you go to music, I'm more of his old music type
Yeah.
from like 4 or 5 years ago. But Jack Harlow is still.
You're a big Selena Gomez person.
Yeah,
I like-
actually in the shower today, Justin Bieber went on, and up next was Selena Gomez. So that was
Wow.
kind of awkward in my
Wow.
shower playlist.
That is kind of awkward. Anyways,
I didn't know you had a full-on shower playlist.
It's called Retro Happy. I made it in my sophomore year of high school.
you guys
Wait,
can
she
go
was-
find that on
Hold on,
Spotify.
time out. Dua Lipa was dating Trevor Noah before
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
Dude,
is
I-
not a Dua Lipa podcast.
I am so out of the loop
But
with
whatever.
celebrity
Yeah.
hookups and shit.
It's okay.
Alright.
Anyways, should I go
Yeah.
through some of the guys I got?
Yeah, go for
Okay,
it.
add the number 1 pick in this league.
Mm.
And you
I
want
don't
to guess who I
remember.
pick?
Did you take Luka or Giannis? I don't remember.
I usually go Jokic.
That's who I went.
That's
Jokic.
good.
Usually.
I went Jokic, Devin Booker,
Those are
Sabonis.
like my 2 favorite players. Why the heck?
I know you want to make a trade, just your entire team for those players.
Sure.
Okay. Anyways, Sabonis, Kawhi later. Got Darius Garland, Jonas Valanciunas. Had to go with the double Lithuanian players.
Yeah, Jonas is.
Trouble.
Double trouble.
Double
Actually,
trouble.
triple trouble with me.
Triple
Valanciunas
trouble.
has not been good this year.
He has been bad.
The thing with
but-
Valanciunas, why he was so good last year, because there was no
Rebounds
Zion.
too.
There was no Zion
Yeah.
last year. Like I remember fantasy basketball last year. I didn't draft him just because I thought Zion was gonna be back in the midway point. So I was like,
Yeah.
my team's always making the playoffs. We're always going deep, and I was like, Valanciunas is gonna be a guy who's not gonna be part of my team.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And then a little
Deep.
blunder on my part. I also
Fair.
drafted Brandon Ingram, so I had 2 Pelicans guys, which he's been solid this year, but he's been hurt. And then I drafted Andrew Wiggins, Jared Allen, Michael Porter Jr., Jaden Ivey, Wendell Carter, Mitchell Robinson, Montrezl Harrell, and Jabari Smith. So 2 rookies in there.
Why do you have
Montrezl Harrell
Harrell? He
pick was
barely
weird.
even. He didn't
That was a
barely even
weird
play.
I know.
on your part.
I know. I drafted him because I figured he'd get a lot of boards.
He just barely plays anymore.
I know. I think I dropped him actually. Actually, maybe I still have him. I don't know. I haven't.
I don't
I'm
know.
2 and 6 in this league because I just am terrible at editing. My lineup.
I always,
Yeah,
I always check.
Beckett's team's pretty solid. I
Fantasy
think you-
football playoffs this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my team's okay.
Yeah,
I just
Montrezl
never
Harrell's
check
not.
it. But like, high score on the year is Anthony Edwards. So
There you go. Yeah.
It's paying off.
Yeah. There's been a lot of good fantasy players this year. Like,
Yeah.
Doncic has been the best guy.
We'll talk about I'll
Doncic
talk about
has
the
been
top guys.
So
Yeah.
good. He's got like 1,500 points. I want to say last time I checked.
Yeah.
KD right behind him. And you got AD, Tatum, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's in the top 5 fantasy scorers.
Mm.
For if you're going by ESPN,
he puts up numbers.
he
Yeah, he
puts up
does.
numbers. He's the front runner for MIP, obviously.
Yeah.
He's really really good. There's a ton of talented guys going out there. But I think a big part of like being successful in fantasy hoops is
Persistence.
Well, persistence, but also working the waiver wire.
Yeah, that's. I'm looking because I'm going through the full standings of mine. So right now I've made 32 moves this year, which is like one below. But my big thing is right now I'm third with the third most technical fouls in the league. I got 25.
You need to get
That's
some bad
50
boys.
points.
You need to get
He's
some bad
putting
boys
up
on your
big
roster.
Then I
numbers.
got
Come
two
on, man.
flagrant fouls. That's
Oh.
around
Come on,
that's
man.
tied last. But I have one ejection.
You need some bad
Who
boys
got
on your
ejected?
roster.
Let's see. Let's go to my team. Let's see who got ejected. I don't even remember who got ejected. My team just
Might have been
wins.
Grant Williams.
I'm probably gonna lose this week though.
Grant Williams got ejected.
Did he really?
No,
I
wait,
think it was
he got
somebody
ejected.
who I dropped because it says nobody.
What about if
Wasn't
you
ejected.
fell out? Do you get points for that?
No.
That's not fun.
That's the main thing is.
You have to say fuck to a ref to get points in this league.
My main thing is always, can our team get rebounds? We lead the rebounds by a wide margin. That's
Do you
the big
play
thing.
categories, points? What do you play?
We used to it used to be the old ESPN rules where it's just everything is one.
Mm.
Everything is 1 point basically. Because I didn't like all like they added the new rule. in, like,
Evaluate
3 years.
different
It's all,
things. Yeah,
I just like it being simple, 1 point for everything basically.
fair enough.
Fair.
Were you gonna talk about your MVP candidates this episode, or no?
Do you want me to talk about my MVP candidates this episode?
Would you like to?
Well, Bleacher Report just released an article.
Did they?
Let's see it.
You want live reaction here?
Live reaction. Ready?
All right. It's pretty interesting. These Bleacher Report's top 10 MVP candidates at this point in the season. Honorable mention: Kevin Durant and Joel Embiid.
As honorable mentions?
As honorable mentions.
How many are there? Top 10?
Tied for 10. They have them tied for 10/honorable.
Okay.
Number 9, Donovan Mitchell. Number 8, John Morant. 7, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Okay.
6, Zion Williamson.
Really? 6 over Embiid? I feel like I'd have
6.
Embiid. I feel like I'd have Embiid
No,
over
Embiid-
Zion
If
for
Embiid
MVP.
is not,
I'm looking at it too right
if
now.
Embiid's not
This-
top 5 in that
How bad is
conversation right
This is
now,
the thing. So the thing with MVP, where I always go by, which always ends up being right, is outside of Russell Westbrook, you have to be a top team. You
Yeah.
can't win
Oh
MVP.
no, MVP has always been best player. on
You
best
can't
team.
be the Russell
That's-
Westbrook. They didn't
that's
know
not
how to.
true.
What it
That's
is.
why I was saying
But-
Devin Booker is a sneaky MVP candidate.
Well, I think
But you have to average a lot.
like what they have
Yeah,
right now.
and
They
I
have.
don't think the Suns are gonna
You have
stay.
so I'm gonna spoil. They have Luka at number 1. Luka is the 8th seed. You can't have Luka. Luka's been a phenomenal season, but he's not an MVP where your team's not
No.
winning much.
Yeah.
And Steph Curry at 2, another guy, same spot. Number
can't-
3, Jason Tatum. I think Tatum's 1 right now.
Yeah, that's who I'd have at 1 as well. I had him at 1 last
Yeah.
week, so.
I think right now the front runners are probably they should be at least Tatum, Giannis, Luka.
You can throw Luka in that top 5, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, Luka's still in top
Embiid has
5.
been playing so out
Jokic.
of his mind that you gotta
Jokic
have
is
him in the
borderline
top 5.
top 5.
Jokic
and then
is
Jokic.
so. Because I
Zion-
always think with
Zion. Zion's the best player on the best team in the West right now.
Yeah,
the
but
Zion's.
Yeah,
you're not
tonight.
gonna go off
Tonight.
because that's gonna that's
not
gonna
gonna
change
last.
by next
will.
week.
No. You
That's
think
gonna
the
change by
Pelicans are
next
going to win the
week.
West?
No, I'm saying it will change. By
I
next
think
week.
that they're still going to be a good regular season team.
Oh, no, they are.
Like
The
how the
Pelicans-
Grizzlies were last year. Like,
Pelicans are still gonna be really good, and I like them a lot.
They could
They're
win
one of
some
the
playoff
deepest.
games.
They're one of the deepest teams in the West, but
I think the Pelicans.
they don't have a ton of
could go-
guys.
I think the Pelicans are more built for the playoffs than the Grizzlies.
The thing with
Yeah.
the Pelicans is they just don't have a ton of guys with playoff experience, which I know that doesn't always matter.
you want to hear my sneaky championship team?
What's your sneaky championship
Denver.
team?
I think Denver.
Denver.
I think
Oh, God. You just got
Denver's my
Beckett
sneaky
going.
team.
Beckett-
I love Jokic.
Beckett, sit down.
Yeah.
It's just the big
Sit down.
Big
Yeah.
thing with Denver is they
Yeah.
just can't. They can't stay healthy. Like when people were arguing about Jokic MVP last year, it was like Jamal Murray was hurt, Michael Porter Jr. was hurt. I love Nikola Jokic is my favorite guy to watch.
So does this
I
kid.
think Nikola Jokic.
Savage just spits facts.
Ah,
Listen to this guy. Just
I think he's a
simply
great.
listen to him.
It's mainly thing is just you need guys to support him. That's the big thing. MPJ, I think he's about to come back or he did come back. The big thing is he's a talented player, just staying healthy. He can't get his back. Jamal Murray's starting to get the thing back going.
But the thing is, like, if they run into an experienced team like the
But
Warriors,
that's the
like,
thing, it's
the
like, if
Warriors
you
beat
look
them.
through-
I
I
think
think
the
that-
Clippers beat
yeah.
them. Like,
I
they're
don't have the
teams that-
Clippers
It's
beating the
just-
Nuggets.
It's just really
If they're
the
healthy.
thing-
If the Clippers are healthy.
The only
Yeah.
teams I have that could beat Denver is really is
Let's hear
the
this.
Warriors. That's about it. Those are the teams in a playoff series. And
I
Dallas
feel
can keep
like
close.
Phoenix could. They obviously, I know they're a regular season team, but I feel like they have the chance. They have a
Nikola
chance.
Jokic with Sunday under 8 in a playoff series.
You sure about that?
I think.
Yes.
I still think
I
Nikola
also
Jokic.
think Devin Booker would sun any of the Nuggets
Yeah.
players, though.
The thing, Booker's a
Bones
talented
Bones
player.
Highland is a good defender.
He is, yeah, but
Yeah, but
he's
you
Bruce,
gotta
not a
put
big
Bruce Brown
scorer.
is a great perimeter
Bruce
defender.
Brown is very
Yeah,
good.
but when you're going up against Booker,
No, I know.
Paul,
I love
Bridges.
Devin Booker is.
Yeah, he's a great
Booker,
player.
Paul
I think
Bridges.
he's more like people.
I don't
like,
know. I
He was
think
the
the
first team
Nuggets.
All NBA for a
I like the
reason.
Nuggets
Yeah.
as a playoff team. I think they get outmatched by a lot of other teams. In the
It's
West.
mainly just can everyone be healthy? That's
Yeah.
the thing. Like
And
they
health
made the
is a
Western
huge
Conference
issue.
Finals in the bubble.
Health,
They
health is a huge issue.
They beat the Clippers.
Jokic is having a down year this year by
He's
like
still
his
averaging
standards.
almost a triple
He's averaging
double.
24,
Yeah.
10, and 9.
yeah,
he's
he's
still
still
and-
good.
and leading
yeah,
his team in
no one
steals.
said he wasn't going to be good.
My hot take.
He's Nikola Jokic.
I think
He's gonna
Giannis
be
is one of the
elite
best, but I think
player.
Giannis is one of the most boring superstars to watch in the league. I think Giannis
He
is
is one of my-
so
He is one
boring
of my
to
favorite
watch.
players.
Well, the thing
He's
is,
a
like,
great one of the best. I think if he wins the championship this year, I think he goes into the second best power forward of all time.
Yeah,
I think he goes past Dirk and KG.
But yeah,
and
context.
then Tim Duncan won,
context
right?
for-
Yeah, Duncan's one, but I think Giannis is just he's so dominant, but so boring to watch. Like he does the same. Like
my thing with
he's so good.
Yeah,
It's
my
just
thing with
boring.
watching Giannis play, I kind of agree with that. It's like when I want to see a superstar play, I want to see 3-level scoring and I want to see defense.
I can do like
Giannis has defense.
He has
Giannis-
defense. Oh, I'm not
He's
discrediting his defense.
His
It's the
defense is
3-level
one of the
scoring.
best in the league. He just doesn't have the 3-level scoring.
It's just so
Paint-
boring
paint
to
minis.
watch. He's
Paint
so
minis.
he's a beast. It's just like
Yeah.
it's the same like as a Celtics.
yeah,
we
that
watched
guy-
it last year. It's just like
Attack,
the refs
attack,
don't know how to
attack,
ref
attack.
him.
Yeah,
But I still think that team healthy are the best team in the league.
Mhm.
I don't think anybody.
yeah. I
Like, the
listen to that
Celtics-
argument.
I agree.
The Celtics, if Chris Middleton
The
was
Celtics
healthy,
have a big 2. Bucks have a big 3 when they're
Middleton always kills the Celtics
Yeah.
every
Giannis,
time.
Middleton, Holiday. That's
Well, I feel like you could make the
Oof.
argument. We'll have to see how Rob's looking this
I-
year, but you could say
Yeah.
that he's a big 3. I have to
think-
see how he plays,
I
though.
think
Rob needs to take
Brogdon
a
is
step forward.
legitimately.
Rob
You
would
think
need
he's
to take a
better
step
than
forward.
Rob?
I still think the like
No,
I
but
don't
I
think
think
so.
with how efficient Brogdon's been offensively, Brogdon like Drew Holiday is a better player than Malcolm Brogdon.
Yes.
I don't think anybody
Yes.
can
Yeah.
argue that, but Brogdon is not that far off.
the thing with Rob Willis is
Brogdon's-
I think that knee's really messed up. I don't think that I don't think he's ever gonna be as good as last season. I think that knee is like a huge concern.
Yeah,
a big
it's so
thing.
weird how they were
Yeah.
like, yeah, he's got a really great chance, like a 90% chance of playing against the Warriors. Doesn't play against the Warriors. Doesn't play against the Clippers. He's not playing against the Lakers. They said Christmas. Christmas is coming. Like, let's go.
He's coming back for one of the Orlando
Yeah.
games. So
You think so?
They
yeah,
took
they
him.
just said that.
I think they said he was gonna at least suit up for
Yeah.
their last game, and then they were like more cautious about it.
Well, that's good. I want them to be
Which,
cautious.
to be
about
fair,
him.
you're
Yeah.
you're winning games without him, so be cautious with
Well,
him.
now they're not winning games. They're on a 2-game losing streak.
losing
I don't
streak.
care.
That's
the
because
world.
no Al Horford.
Yeah,
Not the end of
that's
the
true.
They haven't had
They're
the
both
top
not
two big
playing
men.
tonight
It's been
either.
the
Yeah.
Blake Griffin show.
Keith,
I'm a big Blake
how do
Griffin
you
guy, though.
feel about the Cavaliers?
I still like. I think they're gonna be a team that's still gonna be like if when it comes to playoff time, Celtics, Bucks, Nets, and Sixers are all gonna beat them if they face each other in the first round. So I still don't think.
I don't know.
Like-
I don't know about the Sixers.
I still think Harden and Embiid are gonna work out.
If Harden stays healthy,
That's the big thing. If they stay healthy, I still think Harden it's just fitting in. That's the thing he hasn't been able
Yeah.
to do at all. It's just,
yeah.
I still think that team's another those 4 teams, Celtics, Bucks, Nets, and Sixers can all make a deep run. It's just like can they be on together? Like Harden is
Yeah.
when it comes down to the end of his career, it's just gonna be like when you rank him, he just needs one deep run. Like
Yeah.
and like Allen Iverson, I think is overrated just because of that one deep run. But that's the
Yeah.
big thing.
I don't know. My concern with the Sixers is like, I like Embiid's obviously phenomenal. He's one of the best centers in the league. I'd put him at 2 right behind Jokic right now.
That's right. Jokic is better than Embiid.
I got Jokic.
That's
over
not
Embiid.
true.
I got
It
Jokic
is-
1 Embiid, but I
I
still
have
think
Embiid over him by 1.
the big thing
You're
with
weird.
any
One
of the
spot.
teams is
You're weird.
I'm not weird. I value defense.
Jokic.
Jokic
I know
can play
Jokic can
defense.
defend. He can defend. I'm
Jokic
not
doesn't
saying
give
he
you
can't. I'm just saying Embiid is a more of a two-way player than Jokic.
You put Jokic off the Nuggets at the worst team. Like you put Joel off the Sixers. It's still
They're
like an
bad.
eight.
They're
There's-
bad.
They're
See,
still
no,
like
the
a
thing
like
They're
a
still
play-in
bad.
teamish.
The
Like they're
thing
not
with
gonna be
the-
still a top team, but
the
you
thing
take
with the Sixers, right, is like outside of Embiid, Harden, and Maxey, I don't like a lot the rest of their team.
I don't trust
I don't
Tobias
like
Harris
a lot
that
of the rest of
much.
their team.
I really
Tobias Harris,
don't. He's solid, but I don't trust
I always
him.
forget about Tobias Harris. He's very good too.
but he's getting paid so much
Harris
money.
is a great 4th option. He is over.
Yeah,
he's a
great. That was what I was
fourth
just gonna say.
option.
Great.
He's a
fourth
great
option.
4th option. I just don't
He's a
trust
great
him.
fourth
to-
option.
I'm still a big Toby guy. I think he's like kind of been underappreciated just because of that contract. Like, he's still a great player, but with 30, I don't want to say it's 35.
It's a lot of money
mil.
to be
Like,
given to
Yeah.
him.
Oh yeah.
He's getting paid a lot of money.
Yeah.
But I still like that team. I still think is going to be a team who, if they catch fire, they're going to be unstoppable. It's just Harden's a beast. It's just he can't fit. He couldn't fit in with the Nets.
Yeah.
It's just a
that
tough spot.
that whole big 3 with Harden, Irving, Durant was a fucking disaster from start to finish.
Yeah, that's the big thing with Brooklyn.
Yeah, it was stupid.
Brooklyn
was
really
a
needs a big man.
disaster.
Claxton's starting to do better, but he shoots free throws like he's on the Quinnipiac men's basketball team.
Yeah, this is true.
Like Claxton.
Like merge Claxton and Ike Noweke like into one.
Yeah, it's just I was a big Claxton.
I love
guy in
Claxton
college.
too. I
Yeah.
love
That was one of my big
Claxton's-
guys going to his draft.
Doesn't,
I wanted the Claxton to be a Celtic, like from that in the draft. That was
Yeah.
my big dude. It's just-
Wasn't Claxton your fun fact last week? that
He was.
He had the highest field goal percentage.
he always
Yeah.
does. He's
Yeah.
always gonna have the high
Yeah.
field goal
He's shooting
percentage.
about 70% from.
Yeah.
Before we
Yeah.
before
Not
we
from the line though.
before we wrap up tonight, I feel like since we have technically 3 Quinnipiac basketball beat reporters in the house, I feel like we'd be remiss
And a
not to
Bobcat
talk.
breakdown producer.
And I'm a Bobcat
Oh
breakdown.
shoot!
But like that's not like basketball specific. But anyways, I want to talk some Quinnipiac basketball
Okay,
with
let's
you
do it.
guys a little bit.
Let's do it.
I mean, we know the free throws are disgusting, but for Besides that, I mean, what do you guys think outlook for both of these teams are like going forward? Like, I'm not just saying like how far they run, but kind of like how does this season play out for them?
Well, I guess for the men's basketball team, Beckett's are enough. They just play on they got to stop playing like if they play a bad team, they play on the level. You don't want to play on a bad team level, and that's the big thing. Like they played against Holy Cross last week. They should have killed Holy Cross, barely beat them. Yep. CCSU early in the CCSU is still 0-9. They barely beat CCSU, barely beat Stone. They don't blow out teams. They're a talented team. They just play on team level. But I think Savion Lewis got arrested. But I think Louis Corda looked really good at the point guard spot. Yeah. You have to. They were playing Jones at the 2. Corda was assists away from triple-double. His turnover. Sometimes his ball choice is a little questionable, but he was really good his freshman year. He's got banged up last year. I think the big thing is with Corda is you got to get. Like, people thought he was going to be the future of this team his freshman year. He averaged 10 points his freshman year, which is you don't rarely see at all. Yeah. But overall, if you give – I think Corright has to be that X-factor guy. But I think the big thing, because they go into St. Peter's Sunday. St. Peter's not good anymore. Everybody left. But that team is going to be one of the top teams in the conference, but it's going to come down to, again, the free throws. And can you be on? Because I love Matt Ballin, but he's so boom or bust. He's just inefficient scorer. That's how he plays. But Ike Nowacki's going to give you minutes. Paulo Tieno is going to give you solid minutes. JJ Riggins is starting to look good. He's not that big. He's big size-wise, but height-wise, he's not that. He's not that tall. Which sometimes when you see tall dudes on him, they baby him in the post, a little hook shot. And they were playing him at
little Kareem Abdul-Savage.
That's me right there. A little hook shot over. Nick hasn't seen that.
I can't wait to see.
Nick's about to see it. I think did Beckett tell you about running hoops afterwards?
I didn't. Now my basketball shoes.
Was I supposed to tell Keith about this?
Well, I kind of invited all.
I'll hop in the shuttle right after and I'll come back. Cool. I'll just grab my basketball shoes real quick.
Cool.
Ballin is taking the courts after this.
Ballin is going to be ballin'.
I'll grab my basketball shoes, then I'll go straight there.
Yeah. But I don't know. I've gotten attached to these teams. I like watching them play and stuff like that. And I feel like both of them, have the opportunity to win the MAC.
I think the big thing with the men's is just like
it's gonna be tough.
Rick Pitino, Iona is just so much better. But everybody last year, like Rick Pitino, he did a press conference at Quinnipiac. He did it here, and he even said he was like, "Yeah, my big thing with the recruits is you got to give me shooters," and he's starting to get some shooters finally. Yeah. It's mainly he's so competitive a guy is. He got upset in his first game against Rad, who was a 10 seed. Quinnipiac was 11 seed last year, and they won 2 games. It's just playing on teams' level is your big thing, because when that team's grooving, nobody's going to stop them. But I think the big season is going to be on the other side. I think the women's team. This is their last dance, but the big question is Mackenzie Deweese. Yeah. Mackenzie Deweese is so good. It's just, but if she doesn't play, who nobody knows what's going on with their ankle. Deweese is a star.
Getting it done. I think what's going to start happening, and it's already started to happen, is Grisdale's become one of the primary scoring options.
Yeah,
she is a consistent bucket. You know what you're getting in CT Hayward, obviously.
Yep.
She's a stud.
Should have the ball in her hands now with the game on the line.
Michaela Morris is a good player. She's just starting off so slow.
She's weird because she's been the leading scorer in a lot of the games.
Yeah.
Because she gets the ball in the paint and just puts it up easy. The problem's been she's also been turning over the ball a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be real, her defense has not been on par.
I think they have to get Morris and Baskerville together.
I think I honestly think, and this isn't a dig to O'Donnell, I think Baskerville should be starting instead of O'Donnell.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
O'Donnell's very good, but she's very young.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Think she's a first year. Baskerville is a grad student who played 4 years at Providence.
Yeah.
Baskerville is a better defender of the two. I think O'Donnell's a better scorer because she can shoot the 3. She can really shoot from anywhere on the
She's going to have a great future in this team.
Yeah, O'Donnell's going to be amazing going forward. And she's already having an amazing season this year for a first year. But Baskerville has to be in the starting.
Yeah, I say the whole season comes down to the health of Deweese. I think if Deweese isn't healthy, then I'll win the MAC. But if Deweese can get at least to 80%,
she takes that point guard minutes away.
From you guys sound like she's when I say she played. I don't want to sound weird, but she was raised by all older brothers. Like used to playing basketball stuff. She plays like a guy point guard.
She
like
got that dog in her.
Like, she plays like
Dog in her.
She plays basketball like a dude. Like that's just like I don't know how to describe it. That's how she just plays basketball. Like she has that tough mind, and she's always been one of the best rebounders in the team. And she's only like 5'9".
Yeah.
Like she's just a very physical guard, and
very scrappy.
she was one of the. I think at one point in the season last year, she was like top 5 in steals and the whole NCAA.
That's crazy.
Like she's just a talented player. Like, but I love Jackie Grills though. She was a walk-on, which I still think is nuts. I think
Santino. Santino
she's
called
great.
me at halftime of one of the games, and he's like, "Dude, Jackie Grisdale is amazing." He
She's
just kept
good.
like,
I know. I remember.
blushing over the
He
whole
was
time,
right
yeah.
next to me when he did that, and I didn't know who he was talking to, but I just heard him like talking on the phone, and he goes, "Jackie Grisdale's a bucket, man!" And then he looks, and she's like, "Oh my God, she's right in front of me! Oh,
Yeah,
she
that
hit
happened.
the 3! Oh my God!" And I'm like, "Who is he?" It doesn't
that was
matter.
me on the phone.
She's really good. I think she's gonna be a great story. It's just
Yeah.
this whole team that this year comes down to Mackenzie Dewey's.
Yeah.
That's the big thing.
That's fair.
I don't think they have a chance in the MAC, like to win the
I
MAC.
wouldn't say they don't have a chance because they have been playing pretty good ball.
Yeah.
Right. Obviously, they lost.
Their
URI.
big thing though is Lou Lopez Senecal. She went to Fairfield, and she won. I think she's pretty sure she won MAC Player of the Year last year, but she transferred to UConn, and that's like the big thing that helps
It's
them
gonna
out.
be. I don't know if you can really gauge it now because they haven't played a conference game yet. But they've been hanging in with some good teams. Rhode Island's really good.
Yeah.
They
almost
they
had a
didn't-
shot there.
If they
at the
didn't
end,
miss
yeah.
their free throws at the end, what a problem.
Well, hey, here's a direct shout out to both teams. If you want to practice free throws, I will be in the rec center every single night from 9:30 to 10:30. Let's work on the free throws. I got to get better too. An invitation has been extended. I will be there.
Yeah, going back to the Met.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the whole
Yes,
storyline of
anyways.
the year. It's just like you
Cherry's
going against the track. I said in the beginning of the season, if you can look it up on Twitter, I
Yeah,
said
go follow both of them on Twitter.
Keith Savage did
Yeah.
predict this.
I said that's gonna. I only said a few go. Corright's an amazing player, but he can't shoot his free throws. But he made his clutch free throws against Holy Cross, which was big. He went 3 for 4, but that's the big thing. It's just can you hit those free throws? Because when you play against a team like Iona, if you're gonna miss your free, Iona beat Niagara by like 20 points,
Yeah.
and they beat Quinnipiac. The main thing too is
that was a bad loss.
Yeah.
I think that realized the coaches like Taimu Chenery is just he's mainly a 3-and-D guy, and Hofstra their best scorer got 29. That was Chenery's guy. In the next game, Noah Thompson had over 20. That's Chenery's guy. Then after that, he got benched. He got out of the
I
starting
thought
five.
Tyrese Williams did a great job defensively.
He did a great job.
The
defensively.
team's big thing is when you play an elite scorer, how are you gonna guard it? That's the one thing I lucked out is Manhattan had a really good scorer, Jose Perez. He was projected MAC Player of the Year this year, but Manhattan fired their coach 2 weeks before the season. He transferred to West Virginia, so that helps them out a lot because now they can compete with Manhattan. It's mainly can they compete with Iona, Ryder? It's just I think they're either gonna be a team who loses their first. We said in our breakdown. I think they either lose their first game in the tournament, or they're gonna make it the championship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how it's gonna go.
It'll be a fun season
Yeah,
to watch.
I think with
yeah.
both teams, we're gonna learn a lot more about
over
them.
break.
Yeah.
Well, as they play more conference
Yep.
games, because the women haven't played a conference game yet. The men have played one conference game and they barely lost, but it was to a bad Niagara team. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Either way, both teams are very fun to watch, and there should be a lot of good QU basketball games.
Yeah, we'll be at
over
the
the
games
next
for
few
sure.
months.
Yep, we'll be at all the games. Anyways, we're wrapping up now. Keith, why don't you take a moment to plug anything and everything
Do
you want to
do
plug?
Players of the week?
Oh, I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
I just skipped the coveted segment. Well, I'm a little loud.
Whoa.
My bad, guys. I just
You go
skipped
last now.
Yeah, I go last. I'm in the dungeon.
Yeah. Anyway, players of the week.
Let
This
Keith
is
go
a
first.
Yeah,
this is a
Keith,
very
Keith, take it.
this is a very usual occurrence. So Keith,
Well, I thought
take it away with the guy
This week
who.
was really, really easy. It was Joel Embiid.
Oh yeah.
Joel Embiid averaged 45 and 12, 66% from the field. I thought Joel was just a clear. That's
Yeah.
all you got to hear, the averages. Like, he was easily the best
He
player
also
of
had
the
a
week.
50-point game,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was clearly the He's going to win the actual player of the week honors that the NBA gives out.
They already gave it out. It was him and
Unquestionably.
Zion, I'm pretty sure. Guys.
Yeah.
Oh, hey,
yeah.
that is a perfect transition.
And those are the top two.
Because I picked Zion.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Zion, 33 points a game, 8.3 rebounds. This week, he shot at a 70% clip from the field.
He's so efficient.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I had him as my player of the week last week too because the Pelicans were surging and I wanted to pick a Pels guy. And then he got even better this week. And the Pels
did.
are still 3-0 and they've won 7 straight and now they're the first team in the West.
Ben, who'd you pick player of the week?
Yeah. So
No, I think you
they've
should pick
been
because I'm in
really
the dungeon, right?
phenomenal.
No, I'll go last.
No, you
Oh,
should go.
thank
You should
you.
go next.
I'll go last
You should
because
go
mine's
next.
gonna cause.
He's
an
just
uproar.
spicy. I'm gonna yell at him.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, Zion.
So last week-
second
yeah.
week straight.
Nice.
He's been balling.
Yes. So last week I picked Simon, so it was a little spicy. This week, gotta go with his teammate, backcourt partner Damian Lillard, 38.5 points per game he averaged this week in 3 games, 7.7 assists, and he shot 51.1% from 3 this week, while attempting the most threes in the league. So yeah, he was hitting the 3 ball a little. 40, 12, and 4 in a loss to Denver, which Jamal Murray was the only reason why they lost that game. 36, 8, and 3 in the win over Minnesota. They beat Minnesota twice. They gave him an ass whooping. And yeah, this and he hit this franchise record, right? You said 11 threes versus
I saw
Minnesota.
an Instagram post about it, and I'm like, well, I have to include this in the graphics.
Yeah, that's
somehow,
big time.
because that's a new franchise record.
Yeah, he went
11
bananas
threes.
from 3 this week. Anyways, I'll throw it over to Beckett. I'm ready to hear his argument because he's got a lot to argue about here, to persuade me to thinking he's clearly thinking this week.
Beckett.
All right.
Beckett, talk me through this one over Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Julius Randle is my player of the week.
Oh my God.
Let him hear him out.
Caramba.
Hear him out. Hear him out.
And I agree with Keith. Embiid is the clear player of the week, right? And in the Western Conference, it's Zion. Those are the top 2. I'm not
Yes.
going to argue with that. That's correct. I agree with those picks. I wanted to be different. I wanted to pick someone else. I wanted to pick someone that we hadn't really talked about on the podcast. Kevin Durant, he's top 5 player in the league. Everyone knows Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant gets his credit. The Nets are winning. People are saying, "Oh, Durant, they're 8-2 in their last 10. Durant's playing like crazy." He is. So I could have picked him.
But yeah, okay, that's
But
fine.
I stayed in the same state of New York. Julius Randle, come on. Like, the Knicks went undefeated this week, 3-0. Julius Randle had the best plus-minus in the entire NBA out of any player. Plus 19.3 this week. And I just feel like I don't even know if Julius Randle's name has come up in, like, the last, 8 podcast episodes. I don't even know if we've mentioned him. So I just think Julius Randle,
We have mentioned him.
like Keith said, he's inconsistent.
Yeah. Episode 1.
Yeah,
Right.
in the last 8 episodes. We haven't mentioned him in the last 8
Episode
episodes.
1 veteran Julius Randle.
Exactly. We haven't mentioned him in the last
Yeah.
8 episodes.
I don't even know if we
Episode
talked
1.
about the Knicks since.
Exactly.
I've talked about him a little bit, but they suck, kind of.
They need a little credit. And
A little
Randall's inconsistent, but if he can consistently play like this, and the Knicks, I mean, they might be the
What?
top
Whoa,
Play in.
whoa,
6 or
whoa.
7
Play in.
seed.
Play in.
I don't think they get out of the play-in, but I think they're probably a play-in team. But
Okay.
Julius Randle, if he plays like this, he's playing like an MVP candidate, which I don't think is ridiculous to say. If he continues this, I don't think he will.
He had one
if-
good week, bro.
Well,
Calm
I'm
down.
saying if
Calm
Julius
yourself.
Randle
He said
keeps
he's
this up,
inconsistent.
if-
That's how he plays.
If he consistently plays like this, then the Knicks are a team that I don't want to see.
They're definitely a
That's all I
team.
got.
They're definitely a team.
I'm not going to comment on what he just said.
You know,
We're just going to let it
he had a great
ride.
week. Credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a spicy take, which I respect.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about Mr. Unanimous.
We
for
didn't.
like the 100th
Yeah,
time.
for rookie, we couldn't. I wanted to pick Keegan Murray, but everyone else picked Paolo, so I was like, "Fuck it, I'll follow the herd."
Yeah.
Paolo Banchero,
Every week.
22 points.
He's
per
just a
game.
bucket.
He was back from injury
Yeah.
after like 2 weeks where he was kind of either playing bad or hurt.
I want to hear what Keith has to say about Paulo.
I
though.
love Paulo.
Yeah.
I said before in the summer for the Chronicle I did a mock draft, me and somebody else, and I had like everybody thought Paulo was going 3. I thought Paulo was going 3, but I clearly said I was like, this is gonna be the biggest regret basically that Orlando would have ever done if they drafted.
Yet another Keith Savage W.
I love Paulo I think
Yeah.
Keith-
I said
real
Paulo
quick.
Banchero was a future.
Keith predicted the bad free throw shooting of the Quinnipiac men's basketball team.
Mm.
He predicted Paulo, right? And how about those Denver Nuggets? Like, Keith just come on.
That's not.
You want-
Come on.
That's
That
Keith's
Come on.
first L. That's Keith's first
You
L.
want to hear my
that
next
one's not
my
final
big
yet.
my big guy that I'm absolutely in love with. Been in love with for years.
All right, go
rookie
with
this year. I love Nikola Jovic. I think Nikola
Yeah.
Jovic is a future all-star.
He doesn't
Whoa.
even have his high school
That's how
diploma.
Whoa.
far I'm going with Nikola Jovic.
That's
He's a-
kind of
he's a-
crazy.
And I think
No,
Miami is a
It's not,
perfect place
because
to like mentor him. I don't think he's gonna be a guy right off the
The
bat.
reason-
Gonna be good, but I think
Exactly,
Nikola
yeah.
Jovic is a future all-star in
reason-
this league.
The reason why I think
Wow.
he's so talented or could be so talented is because he is a 6'10" small forward.
He can do
Who
it.
has
Yeah, he a
good
big boy.
Who has good handles, can shoot the ball. Motherfucker's built like
That's another guy that,
Poku?
if you know
Bro is
me,
built like
I love
Poku.
my European guys. It's
Bro
always
is built like Poku.
He's built like
but
me.
has handles like a small forward or a guard.
Yeah.
He's ridiculous.
I'm always scouting those international guys first. That's
and there
the
was
one
another
big
guy
thing.
like that who I think
Jovic
went
could be
to.
like a Michael Porter Jr.
I
Yeah.
love. I think Nikola Jovic
There
though
was
is a
another
guy
guy-
you gotta take your time on. You gotta trust.
Yeah.
It's just he's a guy you gotta wait on.
There was another guy like that I think OKC drafted, Dieng.
Yeah, I wasn't a
Ousmane
big.
Dieng.
Oh, that's the one guy. He went early.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big
But
fan of
he's
him.
another he's a lanky, big, 3-4 kind of guy.
Yeah.
He's got good handles. Who's Euroball.
Yeah.
I think he's French.
I wasn't a huge
Um,
fan of like that. He went really early. I wasn't a
He
huge.
did. I didn't think he would go in the top. I didn't think he'd be a lottery pick. I thought
Yeah.
He'd be like 20.
I didn't think he was gonna be nuts. But you want to hear this ahead of time? It's just
Yeah.
one kid from Spain. I absolutely. Let me find him first.
This guy's gonna be
Here
an
we go.
all-star in 5 years.
Izan. I'm probably saying it wrong. Izan Almanasa. That's the guy.
Izan Almanasa.
Remember his name from Spain.
How do you spell that?
Bucket.
Izan.
I
Oh,
take
maybe
that
back
will
on
it will
Instagram.
take 20 years to prove if Keith Savage was onto something here.
That's my guy. My new guy.
Izan Almansa Perez.
He's 17 years old.
from Murica, Spain.
see a
6'9".
He's my big dude. That's my big sleeper guy.
Oh yeah, he's a bucket.
That's
I
the
can
guy
already tell.
You have to
I can
watch.
just tell.
He's got a good haircut.
Love that hair.
I always try to tell people early time, and he's the guy who is the person you're gonna have to watch.
I'll keep my eye on.
How you feel about Victor Wembanyama?
I love Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, that's
I think that's just clear. His main thing is his health. That's his
Yeah.
that's his only concern.
He's built like a twig, but like
There's
like
no
that.
he's like Chet Holmgren, but years better.
No, he's so much
Yeah.
better than. It's just his main thing is legitimately only health. That's
Yeah.
his only concern.
Yep.
Young people his height can never stay healthy. Chet, Chet's a good player. I still think like people hate him too much, but I think Wembanyama is on a whole different level. than
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
I just think Wembanyama is like if he can stay healthy, he's gonna be one of the best players in the league. Like, I think he's going to be elite. I'm
Yeah.
a huge
This
Wembanyama
might be a
guy.
hot take, but I don't think Chet is going to be a good player in the NBA.
I think he could be.
I want
solid.
to see him
I think-
actually play in the NBA.
I
first.
think
he
one-time
had a pretty
All-Star
good-
is like his ceiling right now for me.
I think he's
honestly.
going to
Really?
gain muscle.
Yeah.
Really.
He's going to gain muscle
I don't
over
know,
time.
'cause he
He's
looked-
good. He's good.
he looked real decent in the summer league, and he looked real decent in like the pro-ams he was playing in, but he can't stay healthy because he got
Yeah.
injured in like the second one he played in.
No, he got
Not
injured
great.
in the LeBron thing.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
LeBron one. Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't that like the second pro-am he played
Yeah.
in though?
Yeah, the pro-am, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it was. I think it's the summer league, but yeah. Chet's good. It's just like
Yeah.
you stay healthy.
All right.
That's his big
Anyways,
thing.
all right. I jumped the gun, but this time I'm not jumping the gun. Keith, here's a moment for you to just promote anything and everything you want. Go for it. Have
Talk
fun.
about sports, TikTok, YouTube. I haven't done a YouTube interview in a while, but the last interview I did was with the NBA Hall of Famer, Sidney Moncrief. So you always got to shoot your shots and interview people.
And I heard
Just
you
casually
talking to
drop
the
that.
professor.
If you went on Instagram Live Professor, I requested and I joined the Richard Jefferson. But TikTok, I know the algorithm well, so we know how to get views. But that's the big thing. So just follow, come talk about sports. That's
Yeah.
the big thing.
And then Santino shouted out, well, not on the episode, but like off air, he shouted out you to come on next. So that we have a guest lined up for next week. I don't know if I've told you guys. I'll give a teaser. He plays D1 basketball, not here. But if you want to shout out, another D1 athlete like yourself or someone, from
My
Gear
guy
30.
Joey O is a big basketball.
Joey O.
player.
we gotta get Joey.
We gotta get Joey?
Joey O is the intern for the Atlanta Hawks.
We gotta
Oh.
get
Uh,
Joey O on.
Joey O's the next.
Joey O's a big
Joey
basketball. He's a
O'Donoghue?
big LeBron guy
He
too,
is
though,
a
like
LeBron
Tino.
guy.
Yes.
Joey O'Donoghue, you have been selected.
You've been selected.
All right.
So, yep. Anyways,
Yep.
I'll just kind of take us off, and then we have your fact
I got
because he always ends with a fact. Yeah, thank you guys for listening. Episode 10 was a blast. Shout out to Keith Savage again for coming on. Had an awesome time. Follow us on Instagram and YouTube and all that good stuff. If you haven't, Spotify episode will be released probably sometime either tonight or tomorrow morning. Today is the 13th. YouTube's probably going to be out by like Thursday this week at the latest. I'm going to get on my shit this week. But yeah, keep checking out the YouTube videos because we got a lot of fun editing. You get to see me and Beckett eat fries this week, which is going to be really entertaining. Anyways, Beckett, what is your stat?
Got a weird one this week. Among the top minutes leaders in the NBA, it's a lot of the superstars: Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, Jason Tatum, Kevin Durant. Number 2 in minutes this year, minutes per game. Former Boston Celtic legend Terry Rozier is playing 37 minutes a game.
Ooh,
That
scary
stood out
Terry.
to me. And we'll end it on that.
Cue the
Scary Terry.
cue Eric Collins yelling Terry to send us out.
Puts something up!